Plotinus's Fifth Ennead, 8th Tractate, on the Intellectual Beauty. 12. We have told how this vision is to be procured, whether by the mode of separation or in identity. Now seen in either way, what does it give to report? The vision has been of God in a travail of beautiful offspring, God engendering a universe within himself in a painless labor, and, rejoicing in what he has brought into being, proud of his children, keeping all closely by him, for the pleasure he has in his radiance and in theirs. Of this offspring, all beautiful, but most beautiful those that have remained within, only one has become manifest without. From him, Zeus, sovereign over the visible universe, the youngest born, we may gather, as from some image, the greatness of the Father, and of the brothers that remain within the Father's house. Still, the manifested God cannot think that he has come forth in vain from the Father, for through him another universe has arisen, beautiful as the image of beauty, and it could not be lawful that that beauty and being shall fail of a beautiful image. This second cosmos at every point copies the archetype. It has life and being in copy, and has beauty as springing from the diviner world. In its character of image it holds, too, that divine perpetuity without which it would only at times be truly representative, and sometimes fail, like a construction of art. For every image, whose existence lies in the nature of things, must stand during the entire existence of the archetype. Hence it is false to put an end to the visible sphere as long as the intellectual endures, or to found it upon a decision taken by its maker at some given moment. That teaching shirks the penetration of such a making as is here involved. It fails to see that as long as the Supreme is radiant, there can be no failing in its sequel, but that existing, all exists. And, since the necessity of conveying our meaning compels such terms, the Supreme has existed forever, and forever will exist. The God fettered, as in the Kronos myth, to an unchanging identity leaves the ordering of this universe to his son, to Zeus. For it could not be in his character to neglect his rule within the divine sphere, and, as those sated with authentic beauty, seek a lordship too recent and too poor for his might. Ignoring this lower world, Kronos, the intellectual principle, claims for himself his own father, Ouranos, the absolute, or one, with all the upward tending between them, and he counts all that tends to the inferior, beginning from his son, Zeus the All-Soul, as ranking beneath him. Thus he holds a mid-position, determined on the one side by the differentiation implied in the severance from the very highest, and, on the other, by that which keeps him apart from the link between himself and the lower. He stands between the greater father and an inferior son, but since that father is too lofty to be thought of under the name of beauty, the second God remains the primarily beautiful. Soul also has beauty, but is less beautiful than intellect, as being its image, and therefore, though beautiful in nature, taking increase of beauty by looking to that original. Since then the All-Soul, to use the more familiar term, since Aphrodite herself is so beautiful, what name can we give to that other? If soul is so lovely in its own right, of what quality must that prior be? And since its being is derived, what must that power be from which the soul takes the double beauty, the borrowing and the inherent? We ourselves possess beauty when we are true to our own being. Our ugliness is in going over to another order. Our self-knowledge, that is to say, is our beauty. In self-ignorance, we are ugly. Thus beauty is of the divine, and comes thence only. Do these considerations suffice to a clear understanding of the intellectual sphere, or must we take yet another attempt by another road?